to another wonderful edition of a Wellness Friday. So, see if you can get the microphone a little closer to me. So, this is Dr. Sergey Leo Shealy-Sorin. And also for all those watching, Dr. Norm Shealy saying hello. He is working on a couple of things at home right now. And today is a very interesting topic. This is a topic of conversation I have almost every day with almost every new patient that I come across. And this is important to understand and know. Distinction and difference between conventional and holistic medicine. And then there's also types of medicine also known as integrative and complementary. And interestingly enough, I used to fight those categories, but I agree that there is an in-between now. So let's talk about the distinction and difference between holistic, truly holistic, functional, regenerative, which is what we do, conventional, and what's in between. So this will be fairly interesting. So now, obviously, this is a Wellness Friday, so any questions you might have are welcome, and this doesn't have to be just about the topic of conversation. Happy to take any question, and also would love to check in. So tune in. And let's get started. So what is Western conventional medicine? I have been a physician. I've been a doctor now since 2000. So that's 23 years. What I've done is a combination of various things, occupational medicine, family medicine to some degree, but primarily emergency room medicine. But I've really done a lot of different things, and I've had to jump in on a number of different responsibilities, especially when I was in Alaska. I was working there for a while. You had to be everything. There was no specialties. You had to fly people out if emergency, and if the plane wasn't available, you had to be it. So you had to. I learned a lot. By the way, I will jump in with a question, and then I'll come down and stay with our conversation. I think Liz is asking, good question. Let's put it up here, please. Are Norm's old newsletters archived to the website? Love his holistic remedies. Well, the website is changing, and I do understand that there's a place where there is archives and there's a place to find that, but with all the changes in the website and everything that we're doing out there it's hard to say what's where anymore. So stay tuned and keep us posted, because that is good, strong, powerful information. Okay, and let's see. So let's get back. Of course, bring it in. Now, conventional medicine. Let's stay with conventional for this. When I work emergency room, when there's specialties, there's drugs and there's surgery, and that is the primary distinction and differentiation of what makes conventional. There's also regulatory agencies such as, for example, FDA and all the other three-letter words and letters of the alphabet. So here's where it comes. Conventional medicine can save your life. If you're sick, if your system is not in a good place, drugs and surgery can stabilize and can make things better. I personally have had to have surgery several times, colon cancer, colon out, that had to be surgically cut out. It was literally obstructing and not letting anything go through. So that was one. Another surgery I had was when I annihilated my wrist and ankle. Another surgery was when I annihilated my spine. In other words, I was paralyzed. That is a place for surgery. There's also a place for medicine, and especially in what the example that I give is that of a crutch. So I'm as an emergency room doc for 20 plus years, 23 years, excuse me. I've literally, this is how I look at it. If you need to be on medicine, if you need to have something to stabilize you, to get you through, kind of like a bridge or a crutch. If a person has a broken leg, and let's say they're not supposed to be walking on it, and this happens all the time, crutches are there for the 6 to 9 weeks so that you can get through and recover. But the idea is God doesn't make junk. So when you recover, you get off it. But conventional medicine concept is that once you're on crutches, and I'm talking by, as an analogy, once you're on crutches on medicine, post-surgical, that's it. You're on that crutch for the rest of your life. And that is the problem. By default, another definition is, let's say, let me go to an intermediate stage before I go to really truly functional holistic, because in between there is alternative and complementary. And I used to think that those are bad terms, but they're actually accurate. They're correct terms, because let's say if you have somebody who's an allied health professional who specializes, for example, in chiropractic, it's outside of the conventional, and it's incredible to me how many doctors are literally have no idea what's outside of their nose, literally. And but that's okay. That's how we're trained. Where, as a matter of fact, I'm about to retake the board exam for family medicine, which is what I'm certified in. And if I have to answer and pass, I have to literally say, I think, so at least in the last exam, supplements are bad, nutrition is not important, nobody does anything lifestyle, so don't even bother, drug and surgery. That is what we're taught. That is what we're trained. If it wasn't for my personal colon cancer and my personal experiences, and my unique individual situation, it would have been hard for me to come out of the closet as well, so to speak. So that's exactly what it is. When you're dealing with a white coat, realize they've been trained, we have been conditioned, we've been beaten down, we've been literally conditioned like Pavlov's dogs. So we're not necessarily bad people, but if we're not doing right for you, find somebody else. If I'm not doing right for you, find somebody else. That's what I say to people all the time. But most of the people want to stay with me for the most part. And that's because our approach is different. So you can have complementary, you can have alternative. In other words, if you go outside the system, but it's not enough in itself to do things that are just different from the system. Truly holistic, functional means, and here's how I explain to people. Holistic is, who am I? Who am I? Who is Sergey? Who is my wife? Who is my mom? Who are all of us out there? Who is Kale, who's sitting right here opposite me? We are human beings. We have physical bodies. We are more than our physical bodies. We have our limbic system, the control center, the brain, the mind, the emotions. We don't talk about that in medicine. It goes to psychiatry. And then there's drugs. Again, back to the physical aspect. But we are in control of this creation. We should be, at least. And if we're not, who do we trust? Who do I trust to be in control of me? Not too many people, and especially not the government or the regulatory agencies. So beyond that, if I'm not optimized in the control center, the question is, why not? Who am I? What am I at my utmost ultimate being? And the answer to that is, to me, it's very simple. I've already been there. I had near death, out of body. I'm a spirit. I'm a soul. I'm energy. So that is how I can go about life, and I can go about from being nearly paralyzed to going back to martial arts, testing for a black belt in the Goju system, basically. Now, again, no flips or anything else. I gotta protect my spine, but it's incredible what we can do, and how we can recover, not just physically, mentally, emotionally, depression, anxiety, all these things that people get pills for. Those things are not necessary when we are in alignment, when we are okay. And that is the key. Are we okay or are we not okay? Because God doesn't make junk. We do. So we got to remember to get back. So that is the whole concept of holistic. But holistic is a big, broad term. I've literally seen holistic providers among conventional folks. One of my colleagues where I work in the emergency room at Iron County Medical Center, he's a primary care doc, and he's conventional primary care doc, but the way he talks to people, the way he approaches people, he may not have all the modalities that I do necessarily in my practice, but his approach is holistic because he sees the whole person, spirit, soul, mind, body. So it's likewise, you can have other providers who are not doctors, who are not physicians. And it doesn't take a physician to be a provider. A physician should be a friend. A physician should be somebody who is on your side, a teammate, a coach. somebody who can get you resources so you can heal, provide the building blocks so that the body, the most incredible instrument, and God doesn't make junk, can take care of itself. That's what it's all about, folks. That's what healing is all about. That's what holism is all about. And of course, when you talk about the optimization and optimizing the physical part, which is not just the limbic system, and of course remembering who we are, but addressing the actual patterns of physiology. So of course there's metabolic syndrome that I see frequently usually goes with blood pressure, diabetes, cholesterol, obesity, low energy, thyroid issues, the mental health. Again, it's complex. The idea is when a woman, and this happens to me all the time, I still work in emergency room, not infrequently in the middle of the night. I do 24-hour shifts still once in a while. There's going to be inevitably somebody who comes in at the middle of the night or just 2 or 3 in the morning, and then literally say, hey, I've got dental pain or something of that nature. I'm just a little bit pregnant, but nothing to worry about. It's just, again, just give me my drugs and, let me be on my way. No, that's not how that works, dear. None whatsoever. Pregnancy is a process. Metabolism is a process. Life is a process. If you're not getting the outcomes that you like, if you're not getting to the results that you want, ask yourself, or ask a holistic doctor, where am I? How come I'm not at the place where I am? Because if you're not at the place where you are, I can promise you that something you're doing is leading to exactly where you are. Actions, outcomes. If you want a different, actually Einstein's quote, one of my favorites, expecting a different outcome while doing the same exact thing, something like that is literally insanity, or insanity is expecting a different outcome while repeating the same pattern. So that's where we are, folks. You don't like where you are? Change. Find a better way. Get better solutions, sources. So in our practice, we work with hormones. I work with thyroid optimization. I work with GI, gastrointestinal, which is biome, and that connects to the brain, that connects to the hormones, metabolizes and aromatizes basically male and female sex hormones, but also gut brain, gut heart, GI, everything. The limbic system, that's truly important. This is where we have orogenic training and biogenic self-regulation training, because if you're not in charge of yourself, who is in charge of you? And is it possible to heal when you're in a fight or flight stress mode, which is, as most of us are most of the time? Example, I love sports, and one of the things that I do is I volunteer, and I do a lot for the local boxing community here. So including recent event produced by Midwest Boxing Gym, where again lots of wonderful people came together. And just visualize you're in the ring. Just visualize this. You're in the ring, but you're fighting Mike Tyson or somebody like of that nature. And are you going to be able to relax? Are you going to be able to heal, to recover, to digest, to break down? No, you're going to be in a fight or flight. And this is what happens when we are in that regular life fight or flight, sympathetic predominance and stress pattern. You've got to be able to control your limbic system, your brain, because God doesn't make junk. You have to be in charge of you. So again, that's part of the holism. If you don't address the limbic system, the brain, physical modalities alone is not enough. That's not holistic. That may be complementary or alternative. So at this point, I'd like to officially retire my previous definition of alternative and complementary as Dr. Noam Shealy would say, BS, and I don't mean vowel sounds. They are real entities, but they are in between entities. If you truly, really are interested in a holistic, functional experience, you've got to talk to somebody who is on that frame. And it doesn't have to be a medical doctor, but if it is, well, that's just a wonderful resource. And that's why we're here, a real holistic doc. So again, just information about who we are, why we do things, how we do things. And whether you're watching now or whether you're tuning in afterwards, this is literally the difference between holism, conventional, and in between. And I hope that I addressed enough here, but there's obviously, it's our life and we'll keep talking about it. Now, happy to answer any other questions. So please come on down or let me know if you're here and tune in. Let's connect. Otherwise, I'll just keep on talking. And we only have just a few more minutes left here. So now we do have a Halloween sale, by the way. So if you do want to commit to self-care, if you want to commit and literally take a step towards I'm okay, I am, or I'm not okay, and I wish to be okay holistically. Spirit, soul, mind, body. The body is still here, and if there's anything that you need, from supplements to devices to this beautiful, amazing thing I'm wearing, for example, the PEMF. It's to mental, emotional, to biogenics. Biogenics is the entire self-regulation program, and I used that when I was personally in a status post a car wreck in 21, and I found out the hard way, but a beautiful way, how powerful self-regulation is. Literally laying down. I was at that point, I thought I would be paralyzed, severe pain. Nobody came to help. Nobody, just all by myself. Me, myself, and my mind, my brain, my internal world. And it was scary, and it was painful, but I discovered something. We are more than our physical bodies. We are more than our mental and emotional bodies. And I also discovered something real important, that no matter how terrible things can get from time to time, we can and we do recover. To what degree, of course, it depends on the situation, depends on what we're willing to do, our resources, and there's lots more resources than people are aware, but you've got to be mindful. We are more than our physical, mental, and emotional bodies. We are holy, and that is holism, through and through, no matter what you do. So, I hope that this brought some light into the situation, or into the question of what is holistic, what is functional, what is what is otherwise complementary, alternative. And if you are working with a conventional doc, for example, which is the most common system, it's a system, it's a box. If it works for you, fantastic. But if you're not feeling well, if you're not functioning well, ask yourself, am I willing to consider that this is not the upper end? Am I willing to consider that I can do better? Am I willing to consider that God doesn't make junk? I'll say it again. God doesn't make junk. I am not smart enough to create things such as drugs and surgery that are better than the original design. Those things help, and I use them as much as I need to, whenever I need to, especially in the emergency room. But if we can remember, get back to the original concept, original design, original blueprint, just like a car, a house. Take care of things and it will work well, for the most part. Take care of yourself, physically, mentally, emotionally, and there's no need to be in a better place. And if you are, well, whether you work with it by yourself or with local resources, or if you want to give us a call. And our contact is, and of course we'll put it down, we'll have it available, Real Holistic Doc. Holistic, real and holistic. That's the key. 417-351-5221. That means we see Zoom. Well, a lot of my patients and clients, and again, not bragging, but kind of bragging, is that people don't know that we are here in Springfield. A lot more of our clients happen to be from all around the world, other countries, other continents, New Zealand, Australia, Europe. And I'm not surprised. People are waking up to health and wellness. But I just wish the local folks would wake up as well, because we are right here, Springfield, Missouri. The other information is, and of course we'll put all our information, including email and how to reach us and if any questions. But one thing to realize is, first step to self-care is yours. If you decide you want to do well, you will do well. Intention is the key. Intention and follow through. That's all there is to it. Life is not complicated. Health is not complicated. One of my favorite things is literally taking a complicated, complex, and I'll give you an example of somebody just so recently. Basically, literally, the entire range of metabolic, blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, mental health, and anxiety, depression, palpitations, heart racing, all the classic signs of anxiety, panic attacks. Literally everything down the line. Autoimmune, pain condition, hips, knees, spine, you name it. Am I surprised? Poor lifestyle, poor stress management. Am I surprised that all runs together? No. But can we fix it? I cannot. But working with a gentleman, working with a client, and them being serious about the process, following through, taking the right steps, and it's going to be a journey, but we're on the way. And the concept is take that complicated situation where in conventional society system you have specialist in endocrinology, specialist in, for example, in cardiology, pulmonology, so on and so forth. Wonderful. I communicate with all those folks. They're experts. They're very good at their field. It's wonderful and they're a great resource. But if you're relying on that broken up system and literally piece here, piece there to put it all together, you're looking in the wrong place, folks. So the first place, look within, look in your heart, look in your mind. Who are you? What do you want? What do you want to achieve? What do you want to create in your life? And then ask yourself, where can I find that? Where are the resources? Because conventional is a band-aid, short and simple. Complementary and alternative, well, they're nice, but they might not provide the entire solution. You are the solution. You are the key. You are the missing piece. That is holism. And we're here to help. Thank you. Blessings. Much love. And look forward to seeing you next week. And don't forget, Halloween 15, 1-5, Halloween sale, October 30th to November 1st. 15%. Take care.